Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dragagon, and this is Gregtech New Horizons. So, not much has changed with the LV wall as of yet, but if we run around to the other side, you will see a couple of new machines. I've gone ahead and made my distillery. I also have my basic circuit assembler. I have a mixer. I have a fluid extractor, I have the basic electrolyzer, the canner got moved in favor of the arc furnace going up there, and I have been slowly processing a little bit of oil now that I have my I have set up my pump. The next thing that I was really focused on was the EBF. Now, the changes that have happened between 2.0.5 and 2.0.7 have made a significant impact on the number of resources it takes in order to make the EBF. So I had already built the not the controller, but the 11 heat-proof machine casings, as well as the 3 iron furnaces that the blast furnace requires. So I had these things done. It just takes 3 LV circuits and a couple of tin cables, so I was trying to wait until I had the circuit assembler done. Since I got the circuit assembler done, I quickly knocked out the electric blast furnace controller. However, the mess starts when you start looking at these guys across here. The input buses require conveyors, chests, nickel item pipes, which is a new change as well, and then the LV machine hull for the one input bus. The input hatch requires a pump, a large steel fluid cell, bronze fluid pipe, and an LV machine hull. So that's changed significantly as well. Used to, I think, be just a piece of glass over the machine casing. So yeah, that has changed quite a bit. The output bus is very similar to the input bus. It's just a matter of where the conveyor and the nickel pipe and LV machine hull go that makes this LV output bus. So again, you're looking at another conveyor, which is 2 more motors. So quite a bit of work there. The maintenance hatch is unchanged. Basically, you just wrap the entire thing with tools. The unique exception being this crowbar right here. You'll see that it will allow a railcraft crowbar and some other stuff. It only works with the non-Gregtech crowbars the first time. Otherwise, you need to have, that guy right there, the Gregtech crowbar that's made from 4 pieces of blue dye. I just use, lapis lazuli, 3 rods, and then the hammer and the file. And then you can use that as many times as you need to in order to make things like the maintenance hatches. So if you're having an issue, that is what that does. The muffler hatch, this thing is also annoying. It takes a motor, a bronze rotor, and a bronze fluid pipe. The annoying thing really being that bronze rotor, because there's no good way of doing rotors in LV short of trying to melt it down and use a fluid solidifier in order to make one, which does require the mold there for the fluid solidifier. I don't even know if you, well, and as you can see there, the fluid solidifier has to be MV for these bronze rotors, let alone the fluid extractor, which is also MV power, in order just to make those things the cheapest. So otherwise, you have to go with the assembler route and get 2 tiny piles of tin along with 4 bronze plates and a bronze ring to make that guy. So those guys are pretty annoying. But by far, the most annoying are these 2 guys right here. Trying to make the LV energy hatches, each one requires 2 lubricant, a pump, 2 of these low voltage coils, which are a magnetic iron rod and some fine steel wire in the assembler, 2 electric circuits. That's probably the biggest irritation out of these things, is the fact that I have to use more of my precious circuits just to make these stinking things. So there we go. Knocking that out, more fireworks inside the building. Yeah, like I say, that's just really irritating that those things cost that much now, as opposed to what they used to cost, which I don't even remember anymore, but I know it wasn't an electric chip in the middle of that mess. So anyway, a little grumpy about that, but that does complete my EBF. If I pull up the EBF quest, I had already gone through and made all the cupronickel wire. That stuff is the same as before. The cupronickel coils also same as before. You have to start with the aluminosilicate wool. I used ruby dust. Specifically, I used the ruby ore from the nether, since that'll give you 4 dust to 1 ore. And then just some silicon dioxide, and I got that by, I did the centrifuge of glass dust. Not the large centrifuge, but just the normal centrifuge, because I don't have a large one right now. And that made enough of the silicon dioxide dust that I was able to knock out the aluminosilicate wool and then make these cupronickel coils. I seem to recall the cupronickel coils themselves taking longer in the assembler. It seems maybe that has been updated. And so the long part at that point is, was the aluminosilicate wool, which is a minute each in the alloy smelter. So getting a stack and a half of those guys smelted up, a stack and a half each of, the ruby dust and the silicon dioxide dust to make 3 stacks of the aluminosilicate wool. It just took a little bit of time. You're talking, what is that, 96 operations, a minute each, so it took a little over an hour and a half in the alloy smelter. Not a lot of fun, but it is what it is. So with that, the EBF is now ready to be constructed. I don't have a good spot for it. I would probably rather rip open this spot right here maybe, put in a pair of battery buffers here, and just build the thing right here. But that would mean rearranging all of these guys, so I'm going to give that a little bit of consideration, but we can come over here and I can check off the EBF now. So with the EBF done, I can now start to make the, what is that one? The redstone alloy? I always forget which one it is. This one is red alloy ingot, so the other one must be the redstone alloy ingot. Let's see. If I do a usage on this and look for, I should be able to make it by hand. Oops. Nope, that's shapeless orb crafting. There's the mixer. Redstone alloy dust. There we go. Yeah. So the redstone silicon dust, which I'll have to figure out a way of getting in the LV era, and then a bunch of coal powder. One of the things I did, I showed you last time, I was trying to get zinc out of this one. I moved over 3 spots and I hit another coal chunk. So I put up these couple of guys up here. You can see I have just over 6 stacks of impure coal dust, so I don't need to crush any of this coal in order to do that. A bunch of lignite coal dust. A bunch more coal ore because I already maxed out this one of coal ore. So just quite a lot of coal, which has been nice. I've been using it to throw into the coke ovens, and then I've still been using these 4 guys out here to make my steel. There's a little bit more done. It looks like it's just about to finish another set. Yeah, you can see I'm starting to get the effects up here. Yeah, from even being near this thing, because I've had it running as pretty close to non-stop as I possibly could, trying to get more steel, because these things right here, the 2 LV hatches, maintenance muffler hatch, and these 3 guys, that's almost a full stack of steel just by themselves. So being able to get all of that done like that was very helpful. Anyway, I'm going to take another cut away. I'm going to figure out what I am going to work on next, probably rearrange this guy. I have taken to marking down some of my first automations, automating rubber and glue, automating air components, which means getting hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen, and then automating circuit production, specifically the LV circuits, getting, like macerating wood, compressing them into planks, so on and so forth. One of the other things that I am considering, since we have lopped off this whole section here, I am considering maybe taking some space over here and building some kind of mob farm. I am a little bit leery of a mob farm simply because witches, if you get one of those Witch of the West Wind, I think it is, the witch can teleport out, and I'd really rather not have a witch teleporting around my base, chasing me around, trying to kill me. Otherwise, it could be good for just getting mobs to drop down in here. The vacuum hopper is not too expensive. It's 4 plates, 4 hoppers, and an ender pearl plate. So I'll probably need to cover up my smeltery and throw in some ender eggs in there so that I smelt down some endermen, pour out their ender pearls, and then compress them here, and then slice them in the cutting machine. I believe I can do all of that in LV. It would be nice so that I can make the vacuum hopper. That will do well for cleaning up the XP, possibly putting it into a tank so that I can use the XP for getting more gallium if I need to. That would be very handy since I am looking at making even more of those MV chips. So we'll see how things go. Getting the EBF is nice because now let's see here. It's just going to tell you how to set it up and everything. High-speed charcoal, the pyrolyze oven, those things unlock better than duct tape. So the soldering iron, I'm going to need to make a soldering iron. It is one of the few electric things that does not require stainless steel. So you can go ahead and get that while you're at this stage. Yeah, small lithium battery. You just need some kind of nice bolt, an iron rod, and a silicon rubber sheet. Probably going to use something like steel. I'll take a look through here and see what stuff might be good. Definitely can't do enderium. Yeah. So I'll take a look through there and see what there is for making a soldering iron, and then I can get some loot bags. Basically, I want to set up the mob farm to get the XP. I think I can make an XP shower as well in order to give myself the XP. I would like to get to Bibliocraft and start duplicating this book. Oh, that one right there. The Fortune 3 book. So that we can start opening these loot bags. I would love to have a loot bag day where all of these guys are the fortuned loot bags, because then you don't get any junk rewards. But that does take quite a bit of effort. I mean, we're talking... that one's not too bad. Sticky resin, plus the levels that you need in order to make those fortune bags. Let's see here. The tier 2 is a bit harder. Yeah, pump. That's not going to be fun. The Forest Ranger needs a wax capsule. I guess I'd have to go get some bees for that. And then the basic Stone Age is, oh, just some clay. That's also a piece of cake. So yeah, a couple of these things, the Steam Age, basic Stone Age, maybe the Forest Ranger one, I can upgrade for nice and cheap. And then be able to open those guys without much issue. Otherwise, I am going to dread making, how many was that? 30, plus any others that I have, because if you notice on my tab, I have a bunch of blue things that I have not selected a reward for yet. You can see just all the effort I've gone into making the arc furnace, getting the annealed copper, making the, what is that, the emitter, and then the diodes, good circuits, basic circuit assembler. I made the electrolyzer. I've done light sulfuric fuel, hydrogen. All these things just need to start collecting some rewards. So yeah, I'm going to take a break, cut away here. I will figure out what I'm going to do next, and we'll see you back here in a bit. So I figured out what I wanted to work on. And what I've decided to work on is I wanted to make the Carpenter, which used up 2 of the 4 chips I had left over from my last batch that I created. So there's the Carpenter. The other thing I decided I wanted to do was I was going to expand my setup over here. Right now I have 2.5 amps of LV, And so trying to run all three of these guys, it just doesn't quite work out. And if I'm going to actually try and run the EBF off of it, it's not going to go so well for me. So what I decided to do was go ahead and make 5 more of the solid fuel boilers. I also have 10 more of these low pressure boiler plates. And what I am going to do is actually come up here. There we go. Jump over and around that stuff. And then apparently fall off. All right, let's just do this. Rather than run all over that again. I'm not going to be extending this guy just yet, so I can do this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slap on here 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I need to put a torch back down on here. There we go. And this guy will start all over again, full of creosote and working on steam. Now, in order to get enough creosote to run this guy, I need to run 11 of these guys. And in order to make use of all of the charcoal that these guys produce, I need to convert this guy. So what I have decided to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull those like that. And then I'm going to move this guy over. And yes, I know that just destroyed a whole ton of steam and all kinds of stuff, but it's something I would have either had to do eventually anyway, mainly because this guy was going to be put on, he was going to be shortened anyway once I was able to make a full-size boiler for right here. But as such, I don't have to worry about that now. I can just put it here now. So let's go ahead and grab, all right, so there's the 4 I placed beforehand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the other 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I've got 18 plates, or low pressure boilers. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. And there we are. So now we're full size there. I can go ahead and get this guy started warming back up, and I can put that guy right there. So he's already got water coming in, starting to heat up, so that's good. What I need to do now is I am going to lose this steam, but that's all right. Go ahead and close that off. And let's see here. That's no longer optimal for me. So let's do that. And we'll do this, 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 and that. And that gets me 1 block closer to this guy. How do I want to do this? I don't necessarily need that. So I can do this, this, and this. Wrench that guy there. And then I can come down here like this. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to need a 4th one. I should still have some other tin item pipes from when I was running around doing this stuff. So let's just see if I can find it relatively quickly here. It might be over in my useful section, or my used section, I should say. There we are. Nope, that's wrought iron. None of that. No. That'd be silly if I had to make more pipe. I swear I've got some more tin pipe around here somewhere. But it looks like I can't find it, so I will have to make some more. That's a bronze one. Let me just double check again here real quick. You'll notice a whole bunch of, oh, yep, right there. Can't believe I missed that. You'll notice a whole bunch of different pieces and parts from Thaumcraft and stuff. The buddy that I play with, he he raided a village or something, and it happened to have had a whole bunch of stuff, some witchery stuff, a little bit of Thaumcraft stuff, a Thaumonomicon, all kinds of stuff that he had that just he found as he was running around looting stuff. So, all right, once these guys get up and running, that one's almost up to snuff, and it'll start producing steam. Now the nice thing is with 8 of these guys, that'll produce 80 steam a tick, and then this guy being, or sorry, that's 12, and with this guy being 18, it'll produce 30 total steam, 300 steam per tick, which is 6,000 steam per second, and the 6,000 steam per second goes a long way towards running not quite 4 of these guys. So I will definitely be able to run, I'll probably put some, what I'm thinking about doing is making these guys run along here, and then putting a couple of battery buffers, and then running power around to things that way. With LV, until I get the EBF up and running, I can't make the redstone alloy wires, which are the LV lossless wires. Once I have those, I'd be fine to run them out of a buffer and into the EBF, and then also over into this power wall. So that is the next few steps. I'm going to probably tear down these guys, set them up here, build a 4th one, and then set up the EBF, and then once I have all of that, I can look at running a little bit more power back over this way. I may rearrange the whole thing, who knows, but that will be for another video. Just having this stuff done. Oh, I forgot. I haven't set up these things, and I kind of need to do that if I am going to keep going with this. So I have those 2. I need 3 more, so why don't I go ahead and put, I don't have the screwdriver with me, so we'll put 1 there, 1 there, and then let's go ahead and also do this guy, and then we'll do the pump here, here. That one's already got a pump. Oh, the other pump will go there. All right. With those in place, I just need to come over here, get my screwdriver, which I forgot earlier, and set those guys to import. So, here we are. There's 1 import. Oh. There we go. That's set to import. That's set to import. Import. Oh, that's why. I was doing it on the wrong ones. Import, 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 and import. There we go. And now all of those guys will run. The last thing I need to do, though, is, yeah, to drop down here, and I need to tell them to hook up with here and here. And let's see here. So it's these 2 guys I added, and then this guy. Okay. I just want to make sure which guy I'm adding. So there we go. There. Now all 3 of these guys should also be running. The only problem I'm going to run into right now is trying to get over to that other side. Here we go. Right. I can maybe get back here and run around this way. There we go. Now let's check. Oof, I am almost out of wood. Good thing I checked. That means I need to grab my cart and get him moving. Steal that. I might need more than that. Take that and that. Oh. There we go. That should be enough power then to power this guy. So, slap him down. Yeah. Power him up. And away he goes. Sweet. And from out here you can see base is pretty well lit up. You can see all the way down there. The only place that isn't lit up is up there on top of that hill, over around that corner, and then I think a lot of places down here. There's lots of torches down. We might actually be pretty secure from the water area. But I know up on top of the hill it is not torched, and I know over on this area that was started to be carved away, it's down to just rock. I know that area has also not been properly defended. But now I've got this guy going again. He should slowly build up my reserve of wood again, and I will continue to make power. So in the next video, I intend to have this guy, this area here, set up a little bit better to run steam, to be able to run the EBF, and just having things set up so that I can successfully move into MV, because while I have the MV tab open, it's for seed oil. I don't know which quest it is. It's probably the distillery that opens up the seed oil quest, but as soon as I make 8 aluminum ingots, I should unlock MV with the creation of our first MV machine hull. So that will definitely be something to look forward to. My list does include setting up the electrolyzer. I would like to get that set up so I can get some hydrogen, and that way I can use the chemical reactor in order to convert. So far all I have is the sulfuric light fuel cell. I'll probably get some more oil and get the sulfuric gas, the sulfuric naphtha, and the sulfuric heavy fuels, and then I need the hydrogen in order to purify those as well. So we're moving right along. Not a whole lot left of the big stuff here in LV, just simple stuff that it'll take a little bit of time to do, but we'll get there eventually. So yeah, look forward to seeing you all again in the next video. Till then.